Hi, I am Lily Young, Queen Lily, and we will be discussing the election, Donald Trump, and VP Kamala Harris. So that's all. They are the subjects tonight of what we will be talking about. So I'm gonna wait till more people come in. Again, I am Queen Lily, and thank you for coming to my live. Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lily. Tonight we are discussing Donald Trump, VP Kamala Harris, in the election. Thank you, Tia. How you doing, beautiful? Thank you for coming to my live. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. Hey, Vera, I'm back. I am back. We're talking about VP Kamala Harris, ex-President Donald Trump. We've been going to discuss the soon-to-be VPs to each candidate, okay? Thank you for coming to my live. Thank you, Forensic Accountant. I miss you. Where have you been? I miss you. Thank you for coming to my live. We will be discussing who? Donald Trump, VP Kamala Harris, JD Vance, and Tim Walz. You know what? We have 41 days before the election. The days are going fast, you all. So we got to get caught up with everything that's going on. I heard about some things today that happened today. I don't know how true they are. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Thank you for coming to my live. Jigga, thank you for coming to my live. Vera, thank you for coming to my live. Tia, thank you for coming to my live. Every last one of you, thank you, beautiful kings and queens, for coming to my live. What I'm discussing, the election. We have 41 days. You might as well say 40 days because it's nighttime. It's 10 o'clock right now. Okay, so we're going to talk about who? Donald Trump. I got videos of Donald Trump. I got videos for Kamala Harris. I'm going to discuss the videos as well. We may delve into a little bit of the 2025. I heard that is sensitive to the internet, so I can't really talk about that. So that's who we're talking about. We're going to talk about the ballots, so what's going on with the ballots, how they trying to stop your vote. Yes, they're trying to stop your vote. Some of the ballots are being destroyed. The handwritten ballots are being destroyed. We're going to talk about on election day in Georgia, they talking about counting the votes. Can y'all believe they're going to have to hand count the votes here in Georgia? That's going to be dreadful. And I was going to sign up to work at the polls this year. I thank God I did not sign up to work at the polls. Thank you, God, I did not sign up to work at the polls because I wanted to figure out how can I help more with this election. And what I did do, I made sure I put Kamala Harris on the cover of my magazine, Queen Magazine. I did an article on her. I had to do a lot of research. I did different things like this country need a healing in that particular magazine. So it's so much that we're going to have to discuss because some things happened today. I heard that it may have been a pow-powing at one of our VP's rally offices, campaign offices. I don't know how true it is because it wasn't much out about it, but I did see something like that. Someone even called me and told me that too. I was like, well, I haven't heard anything about it. So I'm going to have to do more research on that. Thank you for coming to my live. I'm going to shout some more people out. T, thank you for coming to my live. Detroit man, thank you for coming to my live. Louise, thank you for coming to my live. Cal, thank you for coming to my live. Marcel Powell, thank you for coming to my live. In Ballot, thank you for coming to my live. Of course, Queen Teal, she's the moderator for this show tonight. Thank you, Queen, for coming to my live. Flippin' Taco, GC, thank you for coming to my live. NM68, thank you for coming to my live. Detroit man again, thank you for coming to my live. Ballwinder, Bar, thank you for coming to my live. Jigga, thank you for coming to my live. Aaron, thank you for coming to my live. Forensic Accountant, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming to my live. So we're going to get started. I'm going to show you all a video, and then we'll discuss the video. It's like doing the pros and cons of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And then we'll discuss who you think is the better fit to be our president. Okay? Give me one moment. I couldn't use my microphone tonight because something is going on. For some reason it's saying reconnecting.
So that was Donald Trump yesterday arriving in Pennsylvania, doing his signature wave to nobody, as we have seen him do in each city in which he arrives. Notice there is still no Melania at all by his side. We see Donald Trump spiraling.
Hit the like button,
his
please.
election
Thank
rigging
you.
scheme in Nebraska went bust.
Thank you
Trump
so
posted
much.
a series of bizarre rants on his social media app, complaining, and then he took the stage in Pennsylvania, where he rambled incoherently, struggled to form complete sentences, and obsessed over Oprah and other celebrities who he thinks are mean to him. Meanwhile, Vice President Harris is focused on what truly matters, like fighting climate change, lowering costs for working families, and protecting women's rights. I'm going to get into all this, and I'm going to show you some of Trump's craziest posts. First, I need you to hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers, and hit the like button. It really helps get these videos out as far and wide as possible. Okay, let's dig in. Donald Trump is really upset that his plan to rig the elections in Nebraska has failed, so he posted this. He said, quote, "I would like to thank Governor Jim Pillen of Nebraska for trying to help the Republican Party simplify the complexity of the state's electoral map. It would have been better and far less expensive for everyone. Unfortunately, a Democrat turned Republican state senator named Mike McDonald decided, for no reason whatsoever, to get in the way of a great Republican common sense victory. Just another, quote, grandstander. Who knows, perhaps one of the other two Republicans that were a no vote will change their minds. In the meantime, thank you to Governor Pillen and Omaha Mayor Gene Stothert. I always preferred a winner-take-all allocation of Nebraska's electoral votes for their hard work and effort. I love Omaha. I won it in 2016. Looks like I'll have to do it again." And Donald Trump is referring to this last-minute effort by his campaign to have Nebraska change how it allocates its electoral college
Thank you,
vote.
Queen,
That
for
failed
coming
yesterday
back.
as a key GOP state senator refused to go along with Donald Trump's plan this close to the election. State Senator Mike McDonald put his foot down, and he said, quote, "After deep consideration, it is clear to me that right now, 43 days from Election Day, is not the moment to make this change." McDonald had been considered the key vote needed to pass this bill, and Nebraska is one of two states, Maine being the other, that does not do a voter-take-all allocation. It also divides it up by individual congressional districts, one of which includes Omaha and often goes Democratic and is expected to this election. If Donald Trump was able to change this law to a voter-take-all allocation and win the state of Nebraska, what could happen is Vice President Kamala Harris could win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and it could still be 269 to 269 in the Electoral College and ultimately be decided by Congress. This was a scenario that the Trump campaign was potentially hoping for. Let's see what Donald Trump is also fixated on. Something he's been fixated on for days and days and days. Kamala Harris working at McDonald's when she was younger. Donald Trump writes, "Kamala should take down and disavow all of her statements that she worked for McDonald's. These statements go back a long way and were also used openly throughout the campaign. Until she got caught, she must apologize to the American people for lying." I mean, first off, she's not lying. People don't put their McDonald's experience on their resume to become a prosecutor. And the nerve of Donald Trump to say that somebody needs to apologize to the American people for lying. Like, look in a mirror, man. Donald Trump is also trying to stop Americans from voting because his Nebraska effort failed. Specifically our military. Donald Trump wants to prevent our military and their spouses from voting. Donald Trump wrote, "The Democrats are talking about how they're working so hard to get millions of votes from Americans living overseas. Actually, they are getting ready to cheat. They're going to use UOCAVA to get ballots, a program that emails ballots overseas without any citizenship check or verification of identity whatsoever. whatsoever, foreign interference. Remember, they say we have the most secure elections in history and anyone can get a ballot emailed to them. They want to dilute the true vote of our beautiful military and their families, who Comrade Kamala has totally disrespected and abandoned. Republicans must act to stop them from stealing our military votes. Watch, remember, if you vote illegally, you are going to jail. As with everything Donald Trump says, this is more projection. Donald Trump here is trying to stop our military from voting. He is trying to
Thank you for the blue
disenfranchise
hearts,
them. Let me
Miss
show you
Bugs.
what the uniform
Thank
that
each and
oversees
every last
citizens'
one of y'all for
absentee
coming to
voting
my
act
live.
is.
Thank you.
This is
You
what
are
Donald Trump
valued.
is
You are
criticizing.
loved.
This is an act that outlines how our military overseas and their
Hit
families
the like
are
button,
able to vote
please.
via absentee ballots. Donald Trump wants this eliminated, apparently. Also posted this photograph of Kamala Harris smiling. I don't know what this is about. Donald Trump held his rally in Indiana, Pennsylvania yesterday, where he started bragging about the stock market being at a high, saying it's because everyone thinks he's going to win the election. And then he says, look, it's Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is here, pointing to someone in the crowd. Check this out.
A lot of people say the only reason the stock market's high is everyone thinks I'm going to win the election. I believe that's true. A lot of the biggest, smartest... Uncle Sam? Look, it's Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is here. Do you agree with that?
Well, hypothetically...
Hold on, y'all. That's a commercial. One
Well,
moment.
hypothetically, Donald, say you had a stock that had your name on it, and say the stock market, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, say they were all hitting record highs, hypothetically speaking, right? Hypothetically, that stock with your name on it would be absolutely soaring right now if it's all because of you, right? Right. Obviously, this is not a hypothetical. Let's take a look at the Trump Media and Technology
Thank you for the
Group
blue
stock,
hearts.
ticker DJT, which is down
Hi,
28.36% in the past 5 days.
Hi,
and it's been
King.
sinking
How are
lower
you?
and lower each day, closing out the day yesterday at just $12.15. That stock is taking an absolute hammering. We look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is at record highs. We look at the S&P 500, which is at record highs. Meanwhile, Donald Trump just continues to gaffe and have these just really bizarre cognitive moments during this rally. Like I said earlier, it was hard to even follow what he was saying at times. So here he was trying to attack Vice President Harris by saying that she can't speak, and then he kind of gets tripped over his own words here. Check this out.
How dishonest was ABC? It was 3-on-1. How about this David Muir and the other woman I never heard of? I don't know. How the hell did she get there? I never heard of her.
Then honestly, I really don't know what Donald Trump is even trying to say. He was upset about an interview that Kamala Harris had. Let me know if you could even follow this at all.
She had the other interview with the other guy who was a nice guy, I think, from Philadelphia, from Pennsylvania. And he was a nice guy. He was asking her all these, they don't take like I do. Anybody who wants to go, what the hell difference does it make? They have, and how dishonest was ABC? It was 3-on-1.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, if you have any idea what he said at all, you could let me know in the comments. I legitimately have no clue.
Hit the
Donald
like
Trump
button.
continues to be haunted by the debate against
Thank
Vice
you.
President Kamala Harris. He can't get it out of his head. I think it's going to haunt him for the rest of his life. And speaking on the debate, Donald Trump said that anybody that thinks crime is going down is a serious brain problem. Watch Donald Trump's serious brain problem here.
Said anybody that thinks crime is going down is a serious brain problem.
Then Donald Trump yells at the crowd that they need to get their husbands the hell off the couch. Is this directed at J.D. Vance?
We have to win Pennsylvania. Go out and make a plan to vote early, vote absentee, or vote in person on election day, but you got to get out and vote. You got to say to your husband, Harry, get the hell off that couch.
Then Donald Trump starts whining and complaining about celebrities. Here he whines about Oprah Winfrey.
Gets out Oprah Winfrey, who I used to know well. She used to love me until I decided to run for politics. Oh, let's go to Mar-a-Lago, Donald. I love the place so much. No, she used to love me, but once I ran for politics, that was the end of that, and that was okay with me. I couldn't care less because we're going to make our country great again. We're going to make it great again, greater than ever before.
Then he complains about The Tonight Show.
It was like 2015, thinking about running. I was going to run. I went on his show, right? And he goes, The Tonight Show, which is dying. They're all dying. Where's Johnny Carson? Bring back Johnny. It made you appreciate, right, Uncle Sam?
Then he complains about Jimmy Kimmel.
And ABC is dying. He was the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards. Remember I did that? Remember I wrote I put a truth. Everybody should go to Truth immediately. And by the way, we also love Elon, I have to tell you. Gave me a big endorsement. Big one. But remember in the Academy Awards, I said how he's the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards. And this stupid guy goes up, and just before the Best Picture of the Year, the show is almost over. They're waiting for the Best Picture of the Year. He gets up, and he says, and his wife said, please don't do it. Please, darling, don't go out. His manager said, don't do it. I have to do it. He goes out and reads my truth to the entire audience right before the best prime time, the Best Picture. And it said basically, he is the worst host of the history. He reads the whole thing. And then I think he said something like, ha, 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 he thinks he bothers me or some crap like that. I said, he's one of the dumbest human beings ever. He should have listened to his wife. What a dope. But
And this was a particularly heinous moment during this rally where Donald Trump says, do you think Springfield, being Springfield, Ohio, will ever be the same? You have to get them the hell out. You have to get them the hell out. Saying that he wants to deport the legal Haitian migrants who live there based on the lies spread by him and J.D. Vance. The crowd then chants back, send them back.
with left-wing nonprofits to inundate Pennsylvania communities, changing the character of small towns and villages all over our country and changing them forever. They will never be the same. They will never be. Do you think Springfield will ever be the same? I don't think. The fact is, and I'll say it now, you have to get them the hell out. You have to get them out. I'm sorry.
Hit the like button.
Can't have it. Can't have it. They've destroyed it. It's terrible. It's terrible to say, and it's a tough.
You all, Donald Trump is funny to me. Yes, he's a lousy person, but he is actually funny because, oh, that light went out. Sorry, y'all, this light went out. His VP, he knows his VP lied about Springfield, and he continued to go on with the lie. But like I said, Donald Trump is doing his job. His job is to make y'all change your mind and come on his side. And the ones that's on his side, he wants them to stay. He's doing his job. So we got to do our job. We got to get more people out to vote blue. And get out. And if you can work the polls, try to work the polls if you can. Because, again, Donald Trump is doing his job. And what has he done? Donald Trump has got his people to go work the polls. So he's doing his job. We got to do our job. So I'm going to shout out a couple of people before we get back to Donald Trump and let him talk a little bit more. But he's a funny man. And I got to admit, he's doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Tammy said, God bless, but I would change my mind. Okay. AC, he's not funny. He's a domestic terrorist. Okay. That's your opinion. Hey, what's up, AC? What's good? James says, stop smoking, start reading. Okay, that's your opinion. I'm not going there with you tonight, James. I don't even smoke. Smoking ruins your skin and your teeth. But I'm not going there with y'all tonight. I want to be kind. Kindness go further. And Jacob's Archive said Trump 2024. Okay, that's your candidate. I respect that. Forensic accountant, I don't know anything about it. You wouldn't accept that from your spouse. Yet, it's immediately accepted coming from Trump. It is, y'all. If Kamala Harris would have done the things that Donald Trump has done, y'all will burn her to the cross, nail her to the cross. Kamala Harris only been married one time in her life, and she's still with the person that she married. She married Doug, and they have been together now 10 years. But if Kamala would have been married 3 times, like Donald Trump, y'all would wear her out. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But when it comes to Donald Trump, he could do no wrong. He's not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, we put him on the pedestal. But y'all have put Donny Boy, on a pedestal. And it's not right. So if y'all going to wear Kamala out, look at his flaws. He has so many cons. She has more pros than cons. He has cons, several cons, more than he has pros. But he's a pro at doing fraud and 34 felonies. He's a con. He's been found as being a con. He has 34 felonies and fraud. Let's be honest, you guys. If we're going to have a conversation in this chat, put some honesty in there. Because she's only been married one time. Donald Trump has been married 3 times, and he cheats on each wife. His first wife, she got such a great settlement because he cheated so much. He did so much to that woman, she got a good settlement. So it was worth it to her because she got to walk away with a huge bag. And we all would love to have that bag. I wish I had the money that she had. And God bless her soul, she's gone. But she walked away from Donald Trump with a huge bag. So let's get back to Donald Trump, okay?
Flat out gross. That's un-American. These are legal immigrants who came to this town because...
Uh-oh. What happened? Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. I apologize. Let me drink some water right quick. Again, for anybody that's new to my chat, I am Queen Lily, and we are discussing the election because we have, 41 days before November the 5th. We discussing Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, and we're kind of doing a comparison. So you get to hear about what they have to say, then I state my opinion, and then I read your opinions in the chat. Okay, we're going to try this again. It was going to a commercial. One moment, okay? How y'all doing tonight on this Tuesday night? What's good out there? Okay.
This is...
Okay.
The place so much. She used to love me, but once I ran for politics, that was the end of that, and that was okay with me. I couldn't care less because we got to make our country great again. Got to make it great again, greater than ever before.
Then he complains about the Tonight Show.
I was like 2015, thinking about running. I was going to run. I went on his show, right? And he goes, the Tonight Show, which is dying. They're all dying. Where's Johnny Carson? Bring back Johnny. It made you appreciate, right, Uncle Sam?
Then he complains about Jimmy Kimmel.
And ABC is dying. He was the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards. Remember I did that? Remember I wrote I put a truth. Everybody should go to Truth immediately. And by the way, we also love Elon, I have to tell you.
Thank you, Bianca. Thank you, Queen.
Big endorsement. Big one. But remember the Academy Awards, I said how he's the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards. And this stupid guy goes up, and just before the Best Picture of the Year, the show is almost over. They're waiting for the Best Picture of the Year. He gets up, and he says, and his wife said, please don't do it. Please, darling, don't go out. His manager said, don't do it. I have to do it. He goes out and reads my truth to the entire audience right before the prime time, the Best Picture. And it said, basically, he is the worst host of the history. He reads the whole thing. And then I think he said something like, ha, 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 he thinks he bothers me, or some crap like that. I said, he's one of the dumbest human beings ever. He should have listened to his wife. What a dope. But
And this was a particularly heinous moment during this rally where Donald Trump says, do you think Springfield, being Springfield, Ohio, will ever be the same? You have to get them the hell out. You have to get them the hell out. Saying that he wants to deport the legal Haitian migrants who live there based on the lies spread by him and J.D. Vance. The crowd then chants back, send them back.
with left-wing nonprofits to inundate Pennsylvania communities, changing the character of small towns and villages all over our country and changing them forever. They will never be the same. They will never be. Do you think Springfield will ever be the same? I don't think. The fact is, and I'll
Hit
say
the
it
like
now,
button. Thank
you
you.
have to get them the hell out. You have to get them out. I'm sorry. To get them out. Can't have it. Can't have it. They've destroyed it. It's terrible. It's terrible to say, and it's a tough.
That's just flat out gross. That's un-American. These are legal immigrants who came to this town because they were begged to come to this town because this town was failing. They had no workers, and these migrants came, they took the jobs, and they literally saved the economy. And this is how they're being treated by Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and this MAGA ecosystem. It's just a disgrace. It's so disgusting. Meanwhile, Donald Trump then went out to like supermarkets and started interacting with voters. At this one point, he was caught on camera literally handing cash out to voters. Watch this.
Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100. We'll do that for you from the White House, all right? Thank you. All right, bye. Nice seeing you.
Not
Notice how he
buying
just kinda
votes.
chucked the money at her, like he
For the
refused
White
to
House,
even,
that's
touch
buying
her hand.
votes.
He was like grossed out by her. I think that also speaks volumes. And then Donald Trump was there with Walt Nauta, his co-conspirator in the documents case in Mar-a-Lago, and he basically made Walt Nauta the popcorn boy. He like threw popcorn at him. Watch this.
Look at that stuff. Have it. We got to get it.
My mom just got a bag of that, actually.
Is it good stuff? Good?
And then you have Vice President Kamala Harris speaking about the actual issues that impact people's lives. Vice President Kamala Harris tweeted, quote, "Our young leaders have grown up only knowing the climate crisis. They know what is at stake for their future. As president, I will tackle the climate crisis with bold action to build a clean energy economy, advance environmental justice, and increase resilience to climate disasters." You don't need me to remind you on this, but Donald Trump thinks the climate crisis is a hoax. He thinks it's all fake, and he has secret meetings with billionaire oil lobbyists begging them to give him money so that he could bail out the oil and gas industry. That's a pretty stark comparison between the two candidates here. Kamala Harris also writing, "Donald Trump wants to impose a Trump sales tax on everyday basic necessities. It will cost the average American family nearly $4,000 a year. My plan would build an opportunity economy that puts workers and families first, so Americans cannot just get by, but get ahead." And you don't have to just believe Vice President Kamala Harris when she says that. Donald Trump yesterday at a roundtable in Pennsylvania spoke about his tariff proposals and said that he would even push them through without Congress. He says he could just basically, like a dictator, impose it by himself. Watch.
Hit the like button. Thank you.
Yeah, please. Yes, sir.
Be sure to subscribe to Midas Touch Network. Subscribe to Midas Touch Network. Please subscribe to their channel. Fair use and educational. Thank
And number
you.
one, I don't need them. I don't need Congress, but they'll approve it. I have the right to impose them myself if they don't.
And as Jeff Stein of the Washington Post points out about Donald Trump's comments, Trump has proposed tariffs as high as 20% on all $3 trillion of annual imports to the United
Hit
States.
the like button,
It could be
everyone.
as
Thank
high
you all.
as a $5 trillion tax hike. So there you have it, folks. On the one hand, you have the Trump tax. On the other hand, you have Vice President Harris trying to actually lower costs for the American families. That's the latest update we got for you. Donald Trump continues to spiral. He continues to hyperfixate on
Okay, I got something else for you, okay? One moment, you all. Thank you for hanging in there with me. We got 213 in the chat. Please hit the like button. I only have 34 likes, and it's 213 of y'all in here. Please hit that like button, please. I bow down to you, kings and queens, please. Let me see who's in the chat. Roscoe says those workers are working for half the price of American citizens, and taxpayer money is making up the difference. What's happening in Springfield, Ohio is defensible. Okay. Rebecca 333. I love Midas. I love them too. They are amazing. Ben is my favorite. I like Mike Pope. I can't say his name right, but you know what I'm talking about. Michael, he's amazing too. They all are attorneys. And I just really want y'all to go watch their channel, Midas Touch Network. It is an amazing YouTube channel. It's newsworthy, educational. I learned so much over there, y'all. I don't even really have to watch the news on TV because of their channel is such an amazing channel. I don't need to watch the news on TV anymore. I hardly even watch television. I don't have to. David said Laura is honest reporting. Rachel Scott, Trump 2024, that is her candidate, and you have every right to support whoever you want to support. AC, Ben, yes, Ben is my favorite. I love Ben. I love his channel. Ben Midas is a father. Yes, his wife was pregnant, so she had the baby. Congratulations, Ben. And I want everybody to subscribe to your channel. Ben is amazing, y'all. I love watching him. Mark says low information voters. Okay. Tell me a little bit more what you mean by that, Mark, in the chat, please. Please. David. Okay, I read that already. I'm sorry. DC4L. What has Harris done the last 3 years? She has done a number of things. I have done many lives. Even last night, I think I went over the list. I gave y'all 42 things that she has done. Her accomplishment, 42 accomplishments that she has done since she's been in the White House. I read down a list. I read down her history so everybody can know what she has done. Go watch the video from yesterday, okay? Thank you, Mark. Brandon, they seem corporately captured. Why would I sub to them? They own their own thing. It's not corporate. It's some brothers. Ben, that's Ben's thing. Just please give them a try. You won't regret it. Trust me. Brandon, okay, that was you. Okay, Kimberly Duncan, Harris Walls, 2020. Woo, woo. Yes. Okay. Laura Wong. These people at MT are delusional. Okay. Og Magandan, I have hidden truth that will shake the earth. Well, we want to hear it. Please give us the hidden truth. Please. I want to hear it. Give it to me. Come on. Put it in the chat. Bianca, well, why are you here? Okay. Don't worry about that person. We're just going to keep going. We're going to pray for that person, whoever it is. Jazzy Smith, Immigrants 2024. We won because your mom is immigrants. Okay. Okay. Bob Cox, Kamala who? Kamala Harris is the VP of the United States. Chris Bacon, 2024. Okay, so who is your candidate? You just put 2024 in there. Let us hear who your candidate is. I want to know who your candidate is. Chris P. Bacon. AC said Ben Macelis has his daughters to. Oh, yeah. Yep. Cam sings Kamala Harris 2024. Woo, woo. That's what he put in the chat. Donna Bournbrook. Hoops. You can keep your head in the sand all you like. It doesn't change the facts. I don't know who she's talking about. Okay. Brandon Tinker. Tell me how I hadn't had an air conditioner for 4 years. I don't understand why you haven't had an air conditioner in 4 years. I pray that you, whatever's wrong with it, that you get it fixed. God bless you, okay? Hoover says, worst VP ever. Won't be a good prez. And I see somebody did like this. Yeah, because Midas Touch, that is an amazing YouTube channel. They have million of viewers, million subscribers. I love it. I learned so much from that because I learned something today from watching it too. Okay, Benjamin Blackball, Legal AF, best YouTube channel. I watch that too. Yes, I do. Till, she said, Roscoe, you need to listen. The city was dying. Well, the city was unaliving. They invited workers. They are hard-working, good people. Yes, they are. Not Nigerians, but Haitians are very smart. And if you look at Haiti on the map, it's right there with Dominicans. They are considered, which because they darker skin, but they are somewhat considered some of the Hispanics. If you look at the actual map, the Dominican Republic and Haiti is right there together. And it said Hispaniola, right, it crosses both of the places, Haiti and Dominican Republic. Dominicans are black, but they don't like to say it, but that's okay. We don't get into all that because we talking about Kamala Harris and who? Donald Trump. Darren, Green New Deal, right, is really not working. Jacob Punts, pushing blindness. Jeff said, Earth's climate has been changing since the beginning of time. That's true, but it's getting hotter and hotter. And it will affect Caucasians more than it's going to affect black and brown people. We have a lot more melanin in us, so we can handle the heat. I don't like to be hot either, but we can handle it more. But the earth is getting hotter and hotter. And it has to be some kind of climate control. And 2025 is going to shut down any funds for climate control. David said, Midas Touch is an excellent show, a superior show. Y'all have to subscribe to Midas Touch. You would not regret it. It's an amazing show. It is. Benjamin, okay, I read that. I'm sorry. Yes, Jeff said climate crisis. Yes, that's what it is. And Kamala Harris was working against climate crisis before she was ever in the Senate, nor before she was ever VP. She's been working with climate control for quite some time. And then when she got in the Senate, she continued working with it more. The infrastructure, medication costs, all those things. She's been doing it for quite some time. Vera said, Lord, what happened, Vera? Queen Vera, what happened? King David said, Trump is indeed very desperate. Okay, that's what David said, King David. King Roscoe says, invited by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. What's the number now? It's got to be over 15 million invited by Biden and Harris. It's quite a bit they invited there to Springfield, Ohio. They needed the people because even, for example, John Legend, the artist, used to live there. And he said himself that a lot of people left Springfield because they wanted more opportunities. But Springfield has grown and they didn't have anybody to work. So they brought in the Haitian people, and they are legal here in this country. So when Donald Trump's saying he's sending them to Venezuela, he can't send them there. They're not even from there. They're from Haiti. So he can't even send them there. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. Bob Cox said desperate. Jacob said buying votes. That's exactly what it is. And that usually you could get in trouble for that. If you're a politician and you're out there handing out money, that is wrong. You don't supposed to be able to do that. And he said, make sure you go to the polls. Whatever he said, y'all remember what he said. That's like saying, I'm paying for your vote. I didn't hand you that $100 bill just to give it to you. You need to give me your vote. I told y'all, Donnie Boy is doing his job. It ain't that he's doing a great job, but he is on it. He on it. Donna, you like lying? That's what Hoop said. I don't know who is Donna, so I apologize, Donna. Oh, Donna Bournbrook, border. Okay, so you're talking about the borders. They had a bill for the borders because Donald Trump still has pull in Congress with his mega Republicans. He had them to shut the bill down, to block it, because he's running for president again, and he refused to let Biden shine in any form. So that is what happened with the bill, okay? The border bill. Chris P. Bacon says this guy has dark blue hair. His hair is actually black, but I know it's on the screen, and even on my phone, it looks blue. His hair is actually black, dark brown. Brandon Tinker says, what about the people that live in Springfield that are going to the city council saying the same thing? The original person that started that, hold on, let me drink some water. I'm sorry, you guys, okay? The original person that started that rumor, she ended up finding her cat. She was the one that got on social media and she said that her cat was missing. Well, a couple days later, her cat returned. She even apologized, you all. The lady has apologized about that because she started it. But J.D. Vance heard about it from Loomer, I guess, in my opinion, allegedly. Loomer probably because she was the one going off real bad with the mouth about it. He started saying it too, but then he comes back and said in an interview that he knew it was a lie. And he said if he has to get a point across, he will lie. Those are the words that came from J.D. Vance's mouth. He admitted that he lies. He did it. Dana Barnbrook says, can't say the same for Kamala. Okay, that's your opinion. So I'm going to show you all a video. Let me find it right quick, okay? Just a moment. Give me just a moment, okay? I got to make sure I still have that video. Okay. One moment, you guys. Give me a moment, okay? Thank you. It's a particular video I saved. I have to find that video. I saved it because it's important that we listen to this video. Okay? Let me go to albums, videos. Okay. Let's see if this is it. I don't know if this is what I want, but we're going to see.
Job of institutions such as Heritage to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. This is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork.
Hold on.
Country is going to hell. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. This is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork.
As y'all know, he continues to try to separate from P2025. It's not going to be easy for him to separate from it because there's so many videos out there where he would go to these banquets with the
Country is going to hell.
with the Heritage Foundation, which they are over P2025. He's not going to be able to separate from that. He's trying his best to, but I don't see it happening for him. Although, like I said, he's trying his best to separate from P2025. P2025 is going to remove so many of the things that we need to survive in this country. So many things that we need to survive. So let's watch this. This may be a little humor. Hold on.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. The people on television said my dog was taken and
Get a little laugh for a moment. We've been talking about serious stuff. Let's get a good laugh. It's the cutest thing to me.
Eaten by the people that went there. Talk about extreme. Where is our president? We have a president, Mr. President, that doesn't know he's alive. That is our ABC News presidential debate.
That's funny, y'all. Sometimes we gotta laugh. We can't be serious all the time on here, okay?
So I saw a TikTok today that I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but I saw something that kind of made sense. I'm not saying it's true, but I would not put it past the Republicans and all the craziness in that party. But the plan that they're saying is that Trumpy here, did not pick this douchebag, but the Heritage Foundation picked this douchebag for him. because apparently they hate each other in real life, which we knew he was a never Trump guy, right? And this douche, has no idea what this douche is saying, according to the debate, when he's like, I didn't know that JD said that. He didn't talk to me about it. So these two don't communicate, apparently, at all. This guy is a plant from the Heritage Foundation, and this guy is just a dweeb who they're using because he might have some votes. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough to get him where they want him to go, but he has a few million voters, maybe, if he's lucky this time. So the plan is you get these two. They want these two to get elected, and then after the election, they Article 25 his ass, which is basically you deem him incompetent because they don't want him, they want him. So the Heritage Foundation, I guess, and Project 2025 want this douche to be president after this douche gets kicked out of office for being incompetent. I can see him doing that, because then this douche and all the Supreme Court douches that are bought and paid for by the same douches that are behind these two will then be able to implement Project 2025 full-fledged. And they know he'll do it. They just need him to get him far enough, eliminate him, and then puppet him, because they know he will do whatever they say. And then they're saying that after that happens, we're done. Like, it's all done. And I'm not saying it's true, but I'm just saying, based on the shit I've seen and witnessed over the last 8 years, nothing far-fetched surprises me anymore. So if that's the case, and it very well may be, again, I'm not saying there's evidence of that, but I'm saying the theory is that this kind of makes sense now to me. Because I never understood why this douche would pick this douche for his running mate after this douche said so many bad things about this douche. I mean, as you can see, there's a couple of douches here. But now it kind of does now, if you think of it that way. I mean, I hope to God it's not true, but if it is, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, but we should all be worried. So the key is, America, don't vote for these douches, whatever you do, because, yeah, again, nothing would surprise me with these two unhinged motherfuckers.
Y'all, I believe that J.D. Vance is a plant, and Donald Trump, he doesn't see it. I knew it from the beginning because I remember J.D. Vance did not like Donald Trump. He said Donald Trump wasn't smart. He said Donald Trump was not a good president. He said that Donald Trump was so many different things he said about him. I just can't remember offhand right now. But he said so many negative things about Donald Trump. And he also said he would never vote for Donald Trump. So how in the world did he become his VP? Donald Trump stated that his son, his children, told him to pick J.D. Vance. Bad choice. I've been saying it for the longest. J.D. Vance was a bad choice to choose. He would have been come out better choosing. What is his name? RFK. I'm not even a fan of him because his voice is creepy to me. It scares me. But this man is right. Why would you pick a man that talks so poorly about you? J.D. Vance is for J.D. Vance. And the Heritage Foundation, they and J.D. Vance are not in the benefit of America. They're not in the benefit for us at all. Because P25 is not going to benefit anyone in this country. And I'm going to leave it as that. Again, pay attention to your votes.
Why are you not allowing us to put them in the ballot box?
Because it takes us about 25 minutes to...
Listen to me. If you're dropping your ballot off at a ballot box drop-off location and there's somebody standing near one with a bag saying, yeah, well, we're going to be collecting those, but just save us some time. Fuck that shit. Don't ever give your ballot to somebody else. You take it to the ballot box and drop it off. If you feel like something hinky's going on, contact your local officials and let them know. But do not give your ballot to somebody else. Bullshit.
Y'all, I agree. When it comes to this election, no matter who your candidate is, whoever your candidate is, it can be VP Kamala Harris or ex-President Donald Trump. Pay attention to what's going on with your ballot, because there are people that are taking the ballots and they are destroying them. That's what is going on right now. Protect your vote, protect your ballot, protect yourself. One moment. Thank you for the blue hearts. Tony Z, thank you for coming to my live. DC4L, thank you for coming to my live. Tyler, thank you for coming to my live. AC, thank you for coming to my live. Chris, thank you for coming to my live. Blind, thank you for coming to my live. Excuse me, Terry Roberts, thank you for coming to my live. Tin Man, thank you for coming to my live. Toby, thank you for coming to my live. Susan, thank you for coming to my live. And thank you for the blue hearts. Thank y'all for blessing me. I thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my chat. Thank you for blessing me. So let's see what this lady is talking about right quick.
Well, if Trump gets elected, his team is planning to get rid of the Department of Education. Yep, it's a major part of MAGA's Project 2025 plans. The plans include taking away early education programs, cutting funding for low-income schools, and stripping away the support that our public schools and teachers need to provide our kids with the quality education they deserve. Our schools need more funding, more support, not less. So what can we do to stop Project 2025 and the defunding of our kids' schools? Vote for Kamala Harris. Do you know what's coming to your kids' school next year? Well, if Trump gets elected, his
Project 2025 is not in your benefit, okay? It is not in your benefit. Be careful with P2025.
Trump increased drone strikes 432%. He kept us in Iraq. He kept us in Afghanistan. He occupied a third of Syria to, quote, take the oil. He also bombed Syria. He let Israel illegally annex the Golan Heights, which is Syrian territory. He assassinated a top Iranian commander, General Soleimani, who was fighting ISIS on the ground. He tried to coup Venezuela. He ripped up the Iran agreement. He armed Saudi Arabia as they did a genocide in Yemen, and then vetoed a bill that would have cut off the weapons to Saudi Arabia. He said he wants war with Mexico in his second term. He says Biden isn't supporting Israel strong enough, and he wants to give Israel more money and more weapons and let them finish the job. And he hired John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, and Gina Haspel, who are all, of course, insane neocon warmongers. And
thank you, Queen Bear, for the blue hearts.
Let's not pretend like Trump is some dove. Let's not pretend like he's not also a neocon warmonger, because he is. Donald Trump increased drone strikes 432%. He kept us in Iraq. He kept us in Afghanistan. He occupied a third of Syria to, quote, take the oil. He also bombed Syria. He let Israel illegally annex the Golan Heights, which is Syrian territory. He assassinated a top Iranian commander, General Soleimani, who was fighting ISIS on the ground. He tried to coup Venezuela. He ripped up the Iran agreement. He armed Saudi Arabia as they did a genocide in Yemen, and then vetoed a bill that would have cut off the weapons to Saudi Arabia. He said he wants war with Mexico in his second term. He says Biden isn't supporting Israel strong enough, and he wants to give Israel more money and more weapons and let them finish the job. And he hired John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, and Gina Haspel, who are all, of course, insane neocon warmongers, and he let them run his foreign policy. Let's not pretend like Trump is some dove.
Dirty little scams, crappy condos and resorts, fake universities, inedible steaks.
Trump steaks are by far the best tasting, most flavorful beef you've ever had.
Gas station vodka. Trump selling trash is nothing new. Now, it's even more sleazy. Crappy sneakers from China.
It's Donald Trump's latest money-making scheme.
That's the real deal.
Trump-branded Bibles.
Donald Trump announced a deal to endorse a $60 God Bless the USA Bible.
Bitcoin.
Let me stop this a minute. I'm going to tell y'all something. Don't y'all know on Temu you can buy Donald Trump's sneakers cheaper than on his website? So if you want Donald Trump's knockoff red bottoms, Christian Louboutin's knockoff, the Trump red bottoms with the gold sneakers, you can go to Temu and buy them. cheaper than on his website, because on his website they are so expensive. Just go to Temu, download the app. I go in there, buy kitchenware, all kind of stuff. I love Temu because it's so affordable. I buy my bathroom floor mats out of there. They got Donald Trump sneakers on Temu. Stop paying all that money to Donald Trump and get you some and wear them around, and you ain't got to tell nobody where you got them from. And you're going to be looking cute with your little gold knockoff red bottoms.
Fake universities, inedible steaks,
Trump steaks are by far the best tasting, most flavorful beef you've ever had.
gas station vodka. Trump selling trash is nothing new. Now, it's even more sleazy. Crappy sneakers from China.
It's Donald Trump's latest money-making scheme.
That's the real deal.
Trump-branded Bibles.
Donald Trump announced a deal to endorse a $60 God Bless the USA Bible.
Hit the like button. Thank you.
NFTs.
His own crypto exchange platform.
He'll turn the White House into a pawn shop, selling garbage to rubes from the Oval Office.
Let's start with those MAGA hats. They come from China.
Trump and his family made billions off his presidency. He's back for more. He's a charlatan, a snake oil salesman, a fraud, and unfit for office.
Whoa. Whoa. Did they just put Trump on blast? They just put your president, MAGA, on blast. Whoa. That is ex-President Donald Trump. A good rundown on him. Whoa.
Congress can't pass a funding bill by October. The government could completely shut down. No funding means no functioning, and this can affect programs such as Social Security and Medicare, environmental and food inspections, air travel, food stamp programs, national parks, you name it. But why are we even here? Again, I'm Legally Hype, and this is TSR News.
Fair use and very
Since Congress
educational.
introduced the modern budget process back in 1976, there have been a total of 4 government shutdowns. 2 of these government shutdowns occurred under the Clinton administration, when then President Bill Clinton and a Republican Congress had a little issue trying to agree on spending levels. This caused the government to shut down for a total of 26 days. The third shutdown occurred in 2013 when a divided House and Senate had a standoff over funding for the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. This resulted in a 16-day shutdown. The most recent and longest lasting government shutdown occurred under the Trump administration between December 2018 and January 2019 due to a dispute over the border wall. This government shutdown lasted a total of 35 days. So here's the current situation. A stopgap funding bill, or essentially a temporary fix to keep the government running, failed in the House. Now, the plan was to fund the government up through March, just enough time to keep the lights on without making any long-term commitments. The reasoning? Well, some folks want to keep spending low just in case Donald Trump wins the presidential election this November. Because if he does, well, then they would have more control over how the budget is allocated, especially for domestic programs. But hold up, because the Democrats in the Senate are like, nah, homie, that's a non-starter for us. But even some Republicans weren't feeling this plan, known as a continuing resolution or a CR. Part of the issue is that some Republicans, led by Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, tried to slide in the SAVE Act bill. So the SAVE Act would require states to require people to show proof of citizenship before they can even register to vote. Now, supporters of the SAVE Act are like, it's just about election integrity. We're just trying to make sure only U.S. citizens are voting. But critics of the bill are like, nah, this is a distraction from the real business we're supposed to be handling, which is funding the government. So now the opposition to the SAVE Act bill aren't just saying no to the act. Their whole thing is, why are y'all even playing these games? It's already illegal for non-U.S. citizens to vote in elections. What we really need is a plan to keep the government open and to pay our bills. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries put it bluntly, basically saying, see what y'all not gonna do is try to hold the American people hostage by nickel and diamond.
Thank you, Bianca, because I saw that comment. Thank you so much, Queen.
Elected this year. Even Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell hopped in, basically saying a government shutdown right about now would be, quote, politically beyond stupid, especially for Republicans, because they're the ones that are going to get blamed if the government shuts down right before an election. So now what? Well, Congress just got back from yet another break, so hopefully they're well rested and ready to figure this out by the October deadline. Fingers crossed that they come up with a solution that works for everybody.
We don't need another government shutdown, y'all, because that affects the elderlies getting their Social Security checks. It affects people getting their medications. It affects the airline as well, y'all. So, and the list goes on and on. So we do not need a government shutdown. I know I just read somebody say, well, shut it down. No. This world is not just about me and you. Again, it affects the elderly. They need their Social Security. It affects their medication, getting their medication. It affects people that's on the government assistance, such as welfare, food stamps. Hey, they need their stuff. It affects the airline. We don't need a government shutdown. So Congress, get to work. Do your job. We are paying Congress a lot of money, and they're not really doing their job. They rather argue and fight than do the work.
Diddy paid.
Oh, we ain't talking about no Diddy. Sorry, y'all. No.
Because of our work together, have finally given Medicare the power to negotiate lower drug prices with Big Pharma. And understand, if my opponent, Donald Trump, wins, his allies in Congress intend to end Medicare and end Medicare's negotiating power, as they remind us again this week. So why would you want to end Medicare's negotiating power against Big Pharma?
Thank you, Senator Wright. Thank you.
That it's not
I value your opinion. Thank you.
That's essentially what they're saying. But I'll tell you what's not fair. What's not fair is that our seniors for too long have had to cut pills in half because they cannot afford their full medication. That's not fair. It's not fair that our seniors have had to choose between filling their prescriptions and putting food in their refrigerator or paying their rent. That's not fair. And that's why we will continue to do our work together, including Fight Project 2025, an agenda that would cut Medicare and increase the cost of health care in our country. Because we stand with the people and on the side of the people. We, because of our work together, have finally given Medicare the power to negotiate lower drug prices with Big Pharma. And understand, if my opponent, Donald Trump, wins, his allies in Congress intend to end Medicare and end Medicare's negotiating power, as they remind us again this week. So why would you want to end Medicare's negotiating power against Big Pharma? And essentially, they're saying that it's not fair to Big Pharma. That's essentially what they're saying. But I'll tell you what's not fair. What's not fair is that our seniors for too long have had to cut pills in half because they cannot afford their full medication. That's not fair. It's not fair that our seniors have had to choose between filling their prescriptions and putting food in their refrigerator or paying their rent. That's not fair. And that's why we will continue to do our work together, including Fight Project 2025, an agenda that would cut Medicare and increase the cost of health care in our country. Because we stand with the people and on the side of the people. We, because of our work together, have finally given Medicare the...
P 2025, it is going to affect the elderly. It's going to affect us all. It's going to affect them getting their medication. It's going to affect their health insurance. It's going to affect in so many ways. So she's making a valuable point about P 2025. And I've learned today, after what happened earlier, that YouTube is sensitive to saying P 2025. So I have to be careful. Okay?
For you, this has been a busy morning.
This is something that happened.
We're going live to pictures from Washington, D.C., and the latest report is that there have been immigrants by bus dropped off at Vice President Kamala Harris's residence. This is just outside her home. You can see from these pictures dozens, I would say more than 100. I don't know if there are multiple hundreds of people outside on the lawn there, but not a small number of people outside, not the White House, but Vice President Harris's home address. You are looking live in Washington, D.C. This is the latest breaking news, potentially another contention between Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and the northeastern cities that he has deemed a home for those who have crossed illegally into the country, getting the attention of the federal government. That's what he says his intentions are, to make sure that they know exactly what border towns along our border with Mexico are actually dealing with. The inundation of people, a lack of resources. Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser has now asked for the federal government to step in. They have not taken any action yet, but Mitch, this is certainly the sight to see, all of these people just standing around on the front yard of the Vice President of the United States. In Washington. Say that one more time. Breaking news for you. This has been a busy morning.
I'm going to tell you, I think that is so wrong because you're putting her in jeopardy. You're putting the Vice President of the United States in jeopardy. So the Texas governor, to do that, I would probably press charges against him. You can do that because you're sending people that could harm her. And Republicans, y'all claim that they are such bad people. These immigrants come here, these migrants. Why would you send them to the vice president? Home. Because you want something to happen to her. Apparently. That is wrong on so many levels. Whether you dislike her or like her or not. You sent those people, you put them on buses and had them dropped off right in front of her yard. But if somebody would have done that to Donald Trump, oh my God, they are such horrible people. Nobody's talking about what happened. Nobody's talking about when they dropped those migrants off at her home. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Lord Jesus.
Harris would pass the first ever federal ban on food price gouging.
My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules.
And Donald Trump, his plan would raise costs for a typical family by almost $4,000 a year. Call it what it is, the Trump tax, and we've had enough of it. Kamala Harris would pass the first ever federal ban on food price gouging.
My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules.
And Donald Trump, his plan would raise costs for a typical family by almost $4,000 a year. Call it what it is, the Trump tax, and we've had enough of it. Kamala Harris would pass.
Okay. Food costs is up. We all feeling it because I'm cutting back going to the grocery store too. Instead of buying 2 bags or something, I may buy 1 bag. But what y'all don't realize, yes, the cost of food is up, but y'all going to Donald Trump's website and y'all buying cereal for $25 a box. When you can buy a box of cereal for $5.95 out of the grocery store. So it doesn't make sense. Yes, food is high and they're working on lowering the cost. They have gotten the gas costs down because gas is much cheaper right now compared to what it is in 2019. It's that same price, neck to neck. Look it up. Yes, gas was high, but you can't say that now because it's the same price as it was in 2019, neck to neck. Look it up. Who was president in 2019? Donald Trump was president in 2019. Because they didn't have the election to November 2020. So Donald Trump was president in 2019. Gas prices have went down extremely at a great price. Same as in 2019 when Donnie Boy was president. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. Hold on. Sorry about that. It was Beyonce. I love Beyonce. Queen Beyonce. Look at that rally. Whose rally is that? Look at that rally. They celebrating a slam-packed stadium. Beautiful. I'm excited about this election, y'all. I'm excited.
Donald Trump's rally today began leaving in droves. Within 28 minutes of his speech, a reporter on the ground captured this footage as Trump was speaking.
But take nothing for granted. You have to get out and vote. You just have to get out and vote. We cannot accept it. What they do is the only thing they do well. They cheat. Their policies.
Attendees of Donald Trump's rally today began leaving in droves. Within 28 minutes of his speech, a reporter on the ground captured.
Why are y'all not supporting your ex-president? MAGA, that is your job. Like I said, Donald Trump is doing his job. Each one of us have to do our job. And my job is my black vote. My black vote is for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. MAGA, y'all letting Donald Trump down. Y'all going to his rallies and you are leaving. We got to do better. Do your job, because Donnie Boy going to do his job. Whether he's good at it or not, Donald Trump's going to do his job. Please hit the like button, you guys. We have 100 and something in this chat and I only have 52 likes. Please hit the like button. I got more for you.
She's done one debate. I've done two. It's too late to do another. I'd love to in many ways, but it's too late. The voting is cast. The voters are out there immediately. Is everybody voting? Please get out and vote. She's done one debate. I've done two. It's too late to do another. I'd love to in many ways, but it's too late. The voting is cast. The voters are out there immediately. Is everybody voting? Please get out and vote. She's done.
Like I said, he is doing his job. He's telling his people get out and vote. But do we not recall before that Donald Trump was saying you don't have to worry about voting because you're not going to have to ever vote again when I get in office? Okay. Thank you so much, Alex. Alex said, you are so freaking cute. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emma says, super spreader. Okay. Francisco says, he got the flag and then a white dove. Okay. BT said, Kamala. Andrew says, Kamala got bodied in the debate. No, Kamala Harris actually won. Now, I will say, when Trump was going against President Biden, he did win that debate. Trump won the debate against President Biden. But he did not win that debate with Queen Kamala Harris, our VP. No, 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 no. She mollywopped Donald Trump. I like to be honest. He did win the debate against President Biden. Yes, he did. But against VP Kamala Harris, Donald Trump did not. He got mollywopped. Then he started singing, making up lies. They're eating the cats. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs, all that crap. No, he did not. He got whipped.
Assassination attempts on Trump. How much do you think the name calling and back and forth in the political debates have contributed to the last two separate attempts on his life?
You mean to him? Well,
yeah.
Look. You really want me to do this? Okay, let me tell you.
Come
on, Doc.
Fair use and very educational.
I can't believe that this man is saying people need to tone down the rhetoric and that they're putting his life in danger because of stuff that they're saying. Can I say bad words on here? Because the stuff that they're saying. When this man is called, he called journalists the enemy of the people. He called NBA players sons of. He said Haiti was a whole country. He said that the Joint Chiefs should be executed. He said that Liz Cheney should go in front of a military tribunal, that Hillary Clinton would be best taken care of by someone with the Second Amendment, a Second Amendment member. And he has the nerve to say that Kamala Harris calling him a danger to democracy, that is what's putting his life in danger. He's out of his mind. No, look, nobody wants to see him get assassinated or anybody get assassinated. I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying. Right. But what he's doing, he's telling on himself, he's projecting. He's the one with the insightful, violent rhetoric, and he needs to look in the mirror.
The assassination attempts on Trump.
That's true, you all. That is so true.
My OGs. These are my Iowa OGs. She's got the OG t-shirt. And she was like this big when she was out campaigning for me.
thinking about applying to GW. Okay. Out there, so I think the plan is we get some really good news in November, and then we get some good news in December.
She never stops. These are my OGs.
That's somebody that campaigned with our VP since she was young, and now she's going off to college, and she's there at one of her rallies. She's supporting our VP. Hold on, you guys. Sorry. Which candidate is more relatable? Kamala Harris grew up middle class. Donald Trump grew up filthy rich. Kamala Harris worked at McDonald's. Donald Trump was filthy rich, so he didn't have to have the normal experience of a teen or going to college and working. She worked at McDonald's while she was attending Howard University. And then they showed her with her mother. She had a life like most of us. I can't relate to Donald Trump. I'm not rich. I wish I was. Yes, I wish I was. But he's not relatable. He may be relatable on some level with people if they are racist and they can tolerate his outlandish behavior. But most people do not find Donald Trump relatable. Only the ones that may find him relatable, they are on the same attention span as him, and they think exactly how he thinks, even on a racist level. It is what it is. Hold on, you guys. Isn't this familiar? Very familiar? Who does Donald Trump remind you all of? That's what it's going to be like if he is in the White House again. And then peak 2025 will go into full effect. I don't want that for any of us. You have to not want it either. You have to not want it. He goes to a hearing on November 26th. This could be his future. You got to remember, she is a prosecutor. This could be Donald J. Trump's future. He has 34 felonies. He committed fraud. He has SA on his record now. This could be his future. Remember, she's a prosecutor. You don't mess with a prosecutor. I'm just going to put it that way. You do not mess with a prosecutor. And I'm going to be honest, that's why he does not want to do another debate, because he got mollywopped in the last debate with her. Donald Trump like, no, I'm not. No, you're no. You would not embarrass me on CNN, because this particular debate, they want to, CNN supposed to host it. And he claiming, well, we already have an election going. It doesn't matter. You still can do a debate. I would love to see another debate, because he's not educational wise. He's not on the level that she is. He doesn't have it. He doesn't really know anything about being a president. He just happened to get in there, and mega Republicans ran his office. They ran his Oval Office. That's who ran it. Donald Trump was not running that Oval Office. Donald Trump is tired. Let him go home and take a nap. Get some rest. This man is 78 years old. He should not be running for president. The same as Joe Biden. And I said this about Joe Biden. I love President Joe Biden. But he's too old to run for president. So is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is too old to run for president. He needs to go home and play with his grandkids. Be a papa for the rest of your days. He needs to go home and be a papa. He was trying to tell y'all there, bye, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. But he don't made a deal with the Heritage Foundation, which they just using him anyway so they can bring J.D. Vance in. Because without Donald Trump, J.D. Vance wouldn't stand a chance. He would not. Donald Trump has made some bad choices. What is his name? Marcus Robinson in North Carolina, a horrible choice. J.D. Vance and his VP, Donald Trump, another horrible choice. You should not have listened to your son because the Heritage Foundation, they're using you. So I know Donald Trump, he's getting something out of it because Donald Trump doesn't do anything without receiving something. He doesn't. He got to get something. He would not be doing this. No, he would not. The Heritage Foundation using Donald Trump so they can get J.D. Vance where they want him. But what has J.D. Vance done to help the Heritage Foundation? Because we all know he don't ran around with a blonde wig on and female clothing before. And there's nothing wrong with being gay. That's not what I'm saying. But when you fronting and living down low, I have a problem with that. So who he got on his knees for? J.D. Vance. Donald Trump, you in trouble. You are in trouble because they're going to push you up out of there. And they're not being honest with you. They definitely going to push you up out of there. They're going to push you on to that jail, prison cell. They pushing you up out of there, Trump. You waving goodbye in your wheelchair. They pushing you up out of there. That's what's happening. And you don't even realize it. Run, Rudolph, run. Because, honey, you being pushed up out of there by the Heritage Foundation and J.D. Vance, allegedly. They're not on your side, Trump. They're not on your team. You're being played. And they're using Laura Loomer to play you, Donald Trump. Pay attention, Trump. You're being played. Bless your soul. I honestly feel sorry for him because he's 78 years old. He's getting old. He needs to go play with his grandbabies. Why are y'all doing this to this man? Why? I'm going to read some of y'all comments. Bianca said, please, y'all, please hit the like button. Please, I need your likes to keep me in the algorithm. I'm going to be trying StreamYard again, and I need y'all to come to my lives when I'm doing StreamYard because I eventually got to migrate there. So, you know, we can be more official with each other. Okay? Hold on. One moment, y'all. Just a moment.
Investigating what appears to be shots fired at a Democratic Party campaign office. Bullet holes here in the glass entryway. The office is in a shopping center near Priest and Southern. Fortunately, no one was inside
Fair
at the
use
time. It's
and
being investigated
educational.
as a property damage crime, and the Mesa Forensic Unit is assisting.
Hit the like button. Thank you.
Please call the authorities. Also developing overnight, police in Tempe investigating what appears to be shots fired at a Democratic Party campaign office. Bullet holes here in the glass entryway. The office is in a shopping center near Priest and Southern. Fortunately, no one was inside at the time. It's being investigated
Please hit the like
as a
button.
property damage crime, and the Mesa Forensic Unit is assisting. If you have any information, please call the authorities.
It's getting dangerous. I've never seen a campaign like this where it was so dangerous. Never. In my 50 years, never. I've never seen anything like this. But it is not going to stop me from getting out and voting. Nothing is going to stop my vote. Nothing. You all do not allow anyone to stop your vote. Okay? Voting is your God-given right. I'm going to read some more of y'all comments, and then we'll eventually get out of here, okay? Thank you all for hanging in there with me tonight. And all the other people, when you replay, hit the like button. Before you leave my chat, hit the like button. Okay, so Key says, I don't want the debate because they are annoying. I just looked at the policy proposals. Okay. McKinley says, Alan Littman predicts 2024 winner. Yes, he predicted that VP Kamala Harris is going to win. He said, and when he predicts, he always be right. This man has never been wrong. Every time he predicts the election, who's going to win, he always is right. Y'all go on YouTube and look him up and listen to him. He's never been wrong. Some people, every time they can predict things, I be like, I'm a little iffy about that, and I don't trust it. But he's never been wrong. Never. AL21 third, Trump 2024. Okay, that's your candidate. Key said, I am still undecided. I haven't really seen much to motivate me to vote Dem this go around, and I have been searching high and low. Well, searching your heart. Don't search high and low. Go to your heart. It'll let you know what's right for you, okay? Millennial Carpenter. Her father's family owned slaves in Jamaica, and she refused to apologize for it as being direct descendant of an Irish slave in America. That's a deal breaker for me. Okay, you entitled to your opinion. AL21 third, you should take a look at your comments to see which people are going to vote for. I know that already. I read my comments. Thank you. McKinney Cardwell says, Google Alan Littman 2024 predictions. Yes, I saw it on YouTube as well. I watched a couple of videos about him. AL21 third X, why am I voting for VP Kamala Harris? I'm voting for VP Kamala Harris even before she was in the White House, before Congress. She fought for SA victims. I am an SA survivor. So she gets my vote because of that. I like her policies. I have read off her policies. I like the things she has done since she's been VP. I read off yesterday a list of 42 things she has done since she has been Vice President of the United States. Even before she was Vice President of the United States, I gave a list of things as well. That's why I love Vice President Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Forensic accountant says at Queen Bee took away their excuses. Okay. Mr. Metcalf, instead of speaking all the narrative hate, I'm not reading that because I have not spoken any hate in here. I haven't said anything that brings on hate. But your candidate, Donald Trump, he's hate is all in his pores. It just comes out of his pores in his mouth. And y'all always love to say things about people, but you never look at your candidate. Your candidate is the most hateful person ever. He talk about what he's going to do to unalive people once he is in the White House again. I rebuke that. Richard Andrew Crosby says, Trump is an old as dirt and used to play with dust. That's funny. Eddie says, Trump, that's your candidate. Queen Bee, what has Kamala done for Black community? I've already read that off. If you want to hear the list, go to the video from yesterday evening. Thank you, Queen Bee. Thank you, Queen. Eddie says, maybe you should run for president. Psychic people wrote Trump 2024. Okay. Jay says, bye, Felicia. Jay, God bless you. I'm not going there with y'all. Why do you come to my channel to be ugly when someone beautiful is on your screen? You got to do better. You got the personality of Donald Trump, and that's dangerous. Tia says, Ghana, that was fake recording. Stop being stupid. AL21 third says, he has nothing to prove. We were all great when he was. That's fine, but that's why a lot of people are saying they were all great. Donald Trump is a racist. And most people have that same mind frame as Donald Trump if they're voting for him. Even like, for instance, Mark Robinson is a black man. He's a black Nazi. He said it himself. You would have to have the same mind frame as Donald Trump. Most people are excited about him being in the White House again because they don't like people of color. I'm telling you the truth. It's that simple. But you'll lie to yourself and say you're not racist. That's what racist people do. They say they're not racist. We know you are. Queen B says, up like Donald Trump was my SHIT in 2016. Okay, that works for you. Hey, Chris says, how much is she paying you? I wish they were paying me. I would take that check. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Because I am a creator. And you can get paid to advertise. I would take that check. Yes, I would. But I'm not getting paid. Maybe if you were as beautiful as I am, you would be on the cover of a magazine. So stay off my chat with your BS and just enjoy looking at my beauty. How about that? Chef Dirty Bird says, it is so sad to think millions as bright as this lady. I don't understand because it's a word that's not spelled properly. But thank you, Chris. Queen B says, he know how to handle big money. Exactly. She gonna spend it all. Okay, if Donald Trump knows how to handle big money, Queen, then why did he put this country in $8.4 trillion in the deficit? He is the only president that put us in that much debt. Because President Obama, when he handed Donald Trump the Oval Office, it was in excellent condition. So it made Donald Trump look good for years. But once it got towards the end, and it showed who and what what Trump had done for this country was sink us down in the quicksand, $8.4 trillion in debt. He don't know how to work money. And if he knows how to work money, then why has he filed bankruptcy 6 times? Why has every business he has failed? The stakes, you heard him talking about the stakes in the video. That failed. Anything he does, it fails. He only want to get in the White House again to not go to prison because his MAGA Republicans have set it up with the Supreme Court that he would not go, that a president cannot be punished for his crimes. He is a criminal. He has 34 felonies. Thank you for the blue heart, Smooth Skater. Key said this happens numerous times during social crisis. Okay. C Smooth Skater said at Bobby something. You need to do your research. Okay. Dairy Queen, what has Kamala done that has been better than Trump? Okay, she lowered the cost of medication. She worked with infrastructure, made it better. Donald Trump didn't do that. He was against that. He promised he was, and it never happened. Never. Now, the gas prices is the same as in 2019. And y'all complain about the gas prices? Okay, they're cheaper now. Jazzy Smith said, Jordan, the eat dog and okay, I'm not saying that. Oh, no, I'm not saying that. No. Pyro Drew says this has crazy written all over it. If it has crazy written all over it, why do you come here? The best thing you can do is just be in the chat and don't comment. If you got to comment something that's not nice. Key said people were not spending as much during CV, 19. Afterwards, spending went up and industries couldn't keep up with the demand. That is true. That is a fact. Mr. Wally says, I'm not reading that. Dear God, fix it, Jesus. Tia said, BRB, old people need me. Okay. Okay. So I've read everything in the chat. I want to say I thank you all you beautiful kings and queens for coming to my live. This has been an amazing live. I thank each and every one of you. And if you're going to watch it on replay, I thank you too. All you beautiful kings and queens, all of you beautiful people, I thank you so much. I thank you. And thank you for the blue hearts. Please come back again and chat with me. I truly enjoyed you all. So I may try StreamYard, and I need y'all to come. So if I'm going to try StreamYard, come over. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and come to my StreamYard if I go live with StreamYard. Because some reason with StreamYard is not letting y'all know that I'm on YouTube. So that's why I'm trying to let y'all know so y'all can come over and we can talk about the election more. Well, now it's almost 12 o'clock. We got 50 days before the election date, November the 5th. Make sure you are registered. And if you need information about registering, go to my community page and I have it for each state about registering. Okay? And I also have different things about when early voting starts. For where I live in Georgia, early voting starts October. In some states, it started in September. So check it out and find out what you need to do and to make sure you are registered because they are trying to stop our vote. Your vote counts. Do not hand somebody your vote if you're going to do a mail-in vote. I really advise you to go in person. You much better with that because a lot of mail-in voting, they had a problem the last time with it as well. Your vote counts. You count. You matter. We all matter. I love you all you beautiful kings and queens. Thank you. Good night. See you tomorrow.